Hi everybody, this is our last video covering section 6.2, and in this video we are going to do homework. As you can see, I have my homework set up, ready to go. So here is our Hawks page. It's just going to certify. You will notice that you have exactly 6 problems and only 2 lives. So all you have to do is get 4 of the 6 correct, and you before the due date, and you will get a 100 on your homework. I would encourage you to do the last 2 because the last 2 are the problems where you have to find the area between the 2 points. And if you skip it, you will have no experience in doing those 2 things, and doing that type of a problem, and you're going to see that problem on the test. So I would go ahead and knock it out. Knock out those 2 problems. It's not going to take you that much time. As always, I'm going to go back into practice, which just gives you the exact same problems, but will give you feedback in case you made a mistake. And here is our first problem. Find the area under a standard normal curve to the left of z equals negative 1.82. And round your answer to 4 decimal places if necessary. For this particular problem, I'm going to use the tables. So since z is a negative value, I want to use normal table negative infinity to negative z. This will give me the area under the curve from negative infinity to these particular values. And I'm looking for negative 1.82. Well, so I'm going to come down here until I find negative 1.8. It's right there. I kind of didn't have to do that. All right. And now notice that this right here is not 1.82. That is actually negative 1.87. So we need to be careful because here we are at the second decimal place is counting down. So negative 1.82 is going to be, here's negative 1.8, here's 0.2. It's going to be that value right here. Now here's the cool thing about Hawks. You just click on that, there it is, submit your answer, and you're done. That's all there is to it. Now for this one, I'm going to go ahead and use your calculator. Here we want to find the area under the curve for the case where z is equal to 0.21. You can use this value. You can use this. Find 0.2, 0.21. That should be our answer, 0.5832. Using our calculator, we will go to second, distribution, number 2 for normal CDF. Lower value, if it hasn't already been set, you want to change that to 1. No, not 1. That was bad. Negative 1 second E99. Okay, so it's close to its negative infinity that this calculator can get. Okay, hit enter, and now we want to put in 0.21. Mean is 0, variance is 1. Go ahead and paste that sucker, and we get hopefully the exact same answer, 0.58316. Okay, my 5th decimal value is a 6. That will round to 0.5832, which is exactly what we have here. Okay, so question 3, we want to find the area under the standard normal curve to the right of z equals negative 2.22. Now here we're going to take advantage of the symmetry of our standard normal, specifically by recognizing that the probability, the area to the right is the probability that z is greater than or equal to negative 2.22. I'm sorry, just negative 2.2. And that is equal to the probability that z is less than or equal to the negative of that value, specifically positive 2.2. And this we can look up in our tables. So we want to look up the area to the left of 2.2. That's going to be this value right here. Find 2. There it is. 0, 1, 2. That should be our answer. And I made a mistake. What was my mistake? Let's just take a look at that one more time. Oh, I know what my mistake was. What is this value right here? That value is 2.02. That was wrong. What we're looking for is 2.20, which should be this value right there. Now, since I made this mistake, I can go ahead and see what they wanted to tell me about it. And they said, well, my answer's wrong. Cool. Thanks for heads up. I need to check your work. If I need a hint, I can look at my hint. My hint tells me that the area under tells me this. Well, I already knew that. I could go back into learn. It will tell me what I need to do, but that's fine. I actually know what my mistake is. So I'm going to go back to practice. And my answer should be 2.20, which is this number right here, 0.9861. 0.9861 is back. Submit my answer. I'm good to go. Okay, so don't make that mistake. Don't be me. All right, question 4, the exact same problem. Area to the right of z equals negative 1.82. So we're going to, once again, use the argument or take advantage of the symmetry of the standard normal and recognize that the probability that z is greater than or equal to negative 1.82 is the same as the probability that z is less than or equal to positive 1.82. Well, actually, you know, we're not, because we're going to go ahead and use our calculator. Let's go ahead and use the calculator. Okay, so we want to do second distribution, standard normal, and we want to compute the area to the right of negative 1.82. So the lowest value, or which is the probability that z is greater than negative 1.82. So my lower value is going to be negative 1.82. My upper value is going to be as high, as close to infinity as this calculator can get, which is going to be 1 second, comma for e, 99. Mean is 0, variance is 1, paste, and this should be your answer. 0.9656. My next decimal place is a 2, so we don't need to round up. Let's see how close we are to that. Once again, this should be the same as the probability that z is less than or equal to 1.82. Okay, well, here's 1.8 right there. All right, 1.81, 1.82, 0.9656, the exact same thing. So we're good to go. All right. Now, the last two problems, which if you've mastered it by now, you still want to do because this is one of the 3 parts of this lesson, is to find the area under the curve between negative 0.71 and negative 0.32. Now, for this one, I'm going to go ahead and use the tables. This is actually the harder way to do it, but let's go ahead and do it that way. Okay, so remember, the area under the curve is going to be equal to the probability that z is less than or equal to negative 0.32 minus the probability that z is less than or equal to negative 0.71. Okay, 1, not 5, 1. 1, there we go. Now, the probability that z is less than or equal to negative 0.32, we can use a table lookup for that one. That's going to be this table here. All right, negative 0.3. Negative 0.3 is right there. Negative 0.32 is right there. And that is 0.3745. All right. Now, the probability that z is less than or equal to negative 0.71, should probably make that look more like a 1, shouldn't I? There we go. Well, to look that up, 0.7, there's 0.70, 0.71, 0.2389. Then the area under that curve which by the way is equal to the probability that z is greater than 0.7, negative 0.71, and less than or equal to negative 0.32, is going to be equal to 0.3475 minus 0.2389. That's supposed to be a 9. There we go. So let's go ahead and compute that. 0.3, what? I need to go over here first. Sorry about that. 0.3475 minus 0.2389 gives me 0.1086. .1086. And what was my mistake here? Negative 0.32, 0.3475, negative 0.71, 0.2389, .3. Oh, look at this. I did the calculation here wrong. So that should have been 0. Let's go over here. 0.3745 minus 0.2389. So be careful with your calculations. You don't want to be like me. And that gives me 0.1356. Let's see if that works a little better. Much better. Okay, and this brings me to my last problem. And this one we will use the calculator for. So here you want to find the area under the curve between the values between z equals 2.37 and z equals 2.93. Okay, so let's go ahead and use our calculator. This is probably the best way, the easiest way to do these problems. Distributions, normal CDF. What's my lower value? 2.37. What is my upper value? 2.93. Mean is 0, variance is 1, paste it in there, hit it again, and this, our answer, should be 0.0072. My fifth decimal place is a 9. Okay, so that's going to round that up to a 2. Let's see if we are correct. 0.0072. And there you go. And that is how you do your homework. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Please do all 6 problems. It's not going to kill you. This is Bob Oil, signing off.